So the main question is that we all should ask God, what you really think about him? Who is your real father? And the main question is we should know what we really think of him, what we really think of how he should do his will. And we should not be afraid to tell him all our fears and all our doubts in him. So if you would look at the Bible, pretty much every prophet, every person that described in the Bible, they had their own purpose. So if you would start from the very beginning, Eve and Adam, their purpose was to multiply and take care of the garden. That was their godly purpose that he made them for. They were made to take care of the garden and multiply on the earth, right? And Eve also had additional purpose. It was to be a helper of her husband. So they all knew very well why and for what reason they were made for. So what's doing the devil? The one thing he puts in Eve's mind when she is separated, everybody says she's separated from husband. No, first she's separated from the God, because she wandered away and she met who? She started doing something else. She wasn't, fulfilling God's will. So, and then she met the serpent, the devil, who puts the seeds of doubt in her mind, and seed of doubt of her godly purpose. If she's really was made to be just a helper, or she can be something else. This is the seeds of doubt that we've been bombarded since we were born. But God has made us already before you were in your mother's womb. So before you even entered the mother womb, God had already planned for you. So he made you for certain purpose, like he made Eve. And what devil is doing? He's deceiving her by putting this seed of doubt in her mind, and saying, well, are you sure that he's telling you everything, right? That's what he's saying, like, you're going to be like gods. Meaning, she starts to question her true identity, her true God purpose, why he made her for. And she ate. And this is just a symbolic, just to show how clever the devil is. So he puts a little seed that question your godly purpose, why you were made and why were you put on this earth. So for us, for everyone on this earth, when we come to God, not everyone's going to be a prophet, but God has a plan for every single one of us. For every single person, he has a plan. The question is, did you ever ask? Did you ever ask why you made me? What is my purpose here? We never ask those questions. And the main point is that once we detach from the true creation, the true meaning of why God made us, we go in, it's called death, right? Because we live a false purpose, false mission, false identity that we think, the world tells us, or the parents, Satan, they all tell us what we could or what we should not be. And when you look at the Jesus, when he came, he also knew his purpose really, really well. He knew exactly why he came to earth, why Father sent him, and he knew his Father. Why the Bible and Old Testament, it's written all over. They say, who is your father? They say, this one was born from that, this one, and it's on and on and on. It's not just for us to know, but to question, who is our Father? What we really think about our Father. And that's why when the Jesus came, he always said, you don't know your Father. I know my Father. You do think that you saw with your Father, and I do think what I see with my Father presence. So that's the key point we should ask. Who you really believe? Who is your real Father? What do you really think about God? The second question you should ask, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why did you make me? Please reveal your will and I will fulfill it. And most likely, like I said, those are already qualities that you have. So you don't have to learn or gain the skill. It's already installed in you. It's like, buying a car that it's already, everything is there. It's the engine and everything is there. The one thing is to start to use it properly. So we should ask these two questions to God. The first one, truly, truly confess what we really think about our God. Because everybody, every single person in the Bible that you're going to read, they all knew. John the Baptist, he won what? What was his purpose? When they asked him, who are you? He said, I am the shout in the wilderness, and I'm the one who should come and prepare a way before the kingdom comes. Who is the kingdom? Kingdom is the Jesus Christ. And we should not be waiting for the kingdom to come. We should believe in kingdom. We should know the role, our place in kingdom. What does it mean? It means we have to find the purpose, why we were made. He made us in his kingdom already, and it exists in this world, but the only way to go through that gate is through the Jesus Christ. But what does it mean? Do we all have to be converted into Christianity? No. It means all the teachings that Jesus said, I am the gate, I am the bread, I am the wine, I am the, the gate, or the pastor, right? So we have to pay close attention. He said, if you really love me, if you're gonna obey my teachings or word, and if you would look at the Synodal translation, it's actually say word. What does it mean, word? At the beginning was a word, and the word was the God, and there was nothing until the God become a flesh. Jesus is a word. And what is the word? He is a real truth. He knew his purpose. He knew the Father, real Father, loving, caring, compassionate. He, the God of love, God of joy, God of peace, right? Those are the description of the real, true God. Because you cannot have a Father who is gonna, be revengeful, who is very despiteful, who's gonna hold a grudge, who's gonna, finger point you, say, oh, I saved you, now you're gonna serve me. This is not the kind of Father Jesus was talking about. And I think that's a big misconception that people are mistaking the real Father. And that's why he said the whole Old Testimony is what the world look like when we completely detach from the God, when we are separated from God. What does it mean being separated from God? What does it mean, the sin? Sin equals death. What does it mean? It means you're separated from your true purpose, from your true mission, that you were sent to this earth to do God's will, because He made you. He's your maker. He's your creator. He made you for something. And again, a lot of people, when they come to God, they think, oh, I have to drop everything and go and preach. No. God's not going to make everybody a preach. He's not going to be a pastor. Every single person is going to be a pastor. We all have our different meanings. Like in my case, it was someone who's going to give hope and faith in people, right? So it's a huge field. Who doesn't need hope and faith? Faith in what? And Jesus Christ? Yes, of course, but also faith and goodness, faith and good times, faith that they can go through things and be happy. And those are the things that I've been already doing for many years. I just didn't know, but now when the God revealed it to me, I do it consciously. And when they say the kingdom takes with dedication and hard work, what is the hard work? Because when you do good, it's easy, right? You feel joy. When you encourage, inspire, you feel joy when you see the result. But you're not only going to do God's will in the good, but you have to live it. You have to live, like for my example, I had to live this life as someone, how he said, His will go through me as a person who's going to give other people hope and the faith. So I have to react. I have to see this world. I have to look at people as that person, that my mission is to encourage and give hope and faith. And even in negative circumstances, I have to keep that in mind. And that's when it comes, the kingdom takes and hard work. And it's a hard work because I've been living all my life and this is my false identity, false mission, detached from God. Or if someone is saying something bad, I have to react and say badly. And the answer to the question, if God assigned me to encourage people and have faith and hope, when I fight with someone, I should not be using bad words that would discourage them. I should reply from the standpoint of person who were assigned by God and do this will to give people hope. So I'm going to pick my words carefully, even when I'm going to fight, when I'm going to see, when I'm going to judge or not judge. And this is how it's going to become my new true identity, godly identity that was given to me even before I was in my mother's womb. And that's the pivotal moment. Once you know that, once you know your purpose, once you know your godly, not what you think you should be, but the godly purpose, why He made you. You will always say He has plans. So what kind of plans? Has anyone asked? No. Same thing comes to prayer. He said, first, know who your Father is, who real Father. Tell Him, reveal Him, I have doubts in you, I don't believe you, I think you will punish me, I think you abandon me. Tell Him all the ugly truth that you really, really think. That's why He said, come to me in truth. Confess in truth. What does it mean? It means not only things that you do, but also that you feelings towards the God. And then tell me, I want to know the real Father, the loving one, the one that Jesus was talking. That's why He said, if you keep my word, right, you will come to the kingdom. So I want to know the real Father that Jesus was talking about, that the loving Father, the compassionate, the God of peace, the God of joy, the one who is always welcoming us and want us to be happy. From that point on, you confess, you said you said I was basically declaring I was detached from you. This is my understanding of you, right? Who you are. This is, please take it away from me. Now reveal your true face to me. I want to know. I want to know. That's why He said, search Him with all your heart. Once you pour your heart out, because if you come to God and say, oh, let your will be, you're almighty, everything obeys you, you never abandon me, and then in your mind is like, well, I don't really, but there was some time in my life when I felt you abandoned me. Again, false, right? But you felt it, but you never said it to God. So when you come to Him, He says, I'm turning my face away from Him, because it's hypocrisy. You say one thing, but you think differently about Him. So when you come clean of what you really think of God, without fear, because the true love has no fear. You should not be afraid that God is going to judge you for having those feelings. You pouring your heart out. You tell Him, this is how I feel. And yes, it is false. Please reveal me the one that Father that Jesus was talking about. Again, coming back to teaching of Jesus, the word of Jesus was spreading. And it's a loving Father, compassionate Father, and Father of love and peace and joy. All of those qualities. You cannot have a Father who is bad, despiteful, revengeful, and peace and love. No. This is not the real Father. Once you know who real Father, you confess all your fears to Him. You confess all of your complaints even to Him. Then you're going to have a real conversation. Then you ask Him, why you made me? What do you want from me? You made me for some purpose. I want to know, and I want to do your will on this earth. But I need to know that first, because I don't know. That's the second question. And you should ask. And when you ask, like I said, don't blabbing all those words like praise you, God. No, be real, be you. He knows you. He said, when you come, He knows before you come what you're going to ask. Why? Because He made you. And so once you ask that, why He made, then have a patience to listen His real answer. And it will become, and you're going to feel joy in your heart. Because, like I said, He's going to tell you something that you probably already knew. Because you already done it maybe a few times in your life, and it's something that comes to you easily. It brings joy in your heart. God will never let you do something that is hard for you. He will never let you do something that you cannot bear. Because He made you already with certain skills, with certain vision, with certain mindset. And He knows He wants to use that for good, to make good, to make His will. And usually it's always to serve other people. How? The misconception that you have to drop everything and go preaching. No. No. Maybe your purpose, God, that may just to be encouragement to some people, say good things, or take care of people who are orphans, or be a good nurse who is really caring, loving, and supporting all her patients. But you have to know. Unless you don't ask, you don't know. That's why Jesus said, ask, and will be answered to you. Knock, and the door will be open. The question, are you knocking to the right door? No. And once you know that, everything is going to change. Everything is going to change. You're going to feel different. You're going to see people different. And again, it's not going to be like a magic wand. No, you're going to have to make an effort. Like now this is a very new, it's all new to me, but it's my effort. I'm asking you how. I know the will I know the purpose why you made me. Now help me to fulfill your will through me. Please help me. They were asking questions. Cain and Abel, they were asking, but Moses was asking, how? But how am I going to do it, Lord? How am I going? You ask the question, and He will answer. Remember the quote from Bible when they say, when you ask and He doesn't answer because you're asking for your own good. What does it mean? You're asking not for your godly purpose. You're asking for your false purpose that you think you should do. So unless you have 2 questions answered, you can go all you want to the church. You can pray all you want, but it's going to be useless. And how Jesus says, when the time comes, I said, go away from me, I never knew you. Because the kingdom of heaven is already here. It was 2,000 years ago when Jesus came to earth, when the John Baptist says the kingdom is near. What was he talking about? About the first coming of Christ or the second coming of Christ? First, because when Jesus came to earth, He brought the kingdom. And we all have a place in that kingdom. The key is how you can enter the kingdom. And Jesus talks about it a lot. The kingdom of heaven. It's not a physical kingdom, right? It's not like a physical palace that you walk in. No. It's all on a spiritual level. When you know, but if you don't know your role in the kingdom, how do you come in? You simply don't know how to fulfill the will of God. If you don't know why He made you, because you never ask. Secondly, if you don't live in truth, if you don't have Jesus' commandments, obey my teachings, right? What is He teaching? Live in true identity, live in truth. Know your Father, love one another. So once you know that, like I said, usually your true identity, godly identity, it's something to do good to other people. And once you start living, not just talking, but actually living that life like your godly purpose was that He made you for, then everything's going to come naturally. You're not going to try to envy or say bad things like okay, I cannot say that because that's not coming from God. Didn't make me to say those things to people. He sent me to encourage people. So I had to be really careful. And it's a working in progress. And I said, I'm going to stumble. I'm going to make mistakes. But that's why you have God. You come to Him. You confess. You say, help me. You say, I'm still struggling. I need some help. Please help me to, reveal more skills in me. And, so I will catch more attention when I'm, not fulfilling your will. And He will answer, trust me, because that's what He made you for. Isn't that amazing? That's wonderful. And the most amazing thing that I know, you're going to have such a joy in your heart. That's going to be the first indicator that you're on the right path.